Hey you all! So this is the second half of the light side of 0 points. So, the good days. The good days are the days where you may think possibly that you have hope. And then it gets knocked down by a bad day. But then you get up again and you go a little bit further than you did the last time. And then you get knocked down. And then you go just a little bit further on a good day than you did the last two times. And again, it goes on and on and on like this. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was so depressed, and depressed from the fact that I already knew about my wounds and about my, I already thought I had healed. So I was depressed at the fact that there was more healing to be done, things that have not even been in my control. How are you going to control what has happened in your family before you were born? And how are you going to control the actions of other people and how they treat you, even if you've done your best to save yourself and love and care for yourself? It holds an imprint in your body. The whole point of 0 point is to release those deep, deep, deep subconscious wounds that still need to be released. And every time you float higher and higher and higher. And yes, alongside the light is the darkness. But at some point, you stop becoming a vibrational match to whatever it was initially that led you to 0 point. And you start being able to function on a day-to-day basis. And there are still bad days. There are still days where you get pulled back and you're reminded of how absolutely terrifying it is. But then you see now, you're remembering the good days. You remember how that felt. You remember the good day that you had just yesterday, before you went to bed and all these monsters come out. And all of your words spew out. So I'm going to talk about what to do when you are having a downswing real fast, and then we're going to go on the upswing. When you are having a downswing during 0 point, speak, talk, hold someone's hand, be surrounded by people you love 24/7. Hold them. Hold on to them. And I mean physically hold on to them. Hold their hand. Make sure someone is always near you. It is so important to be in non-separation physically during 0 point. It is so important to not feel isolated. This is not the time to be isolated. This is not the time to lick your wounds by yourself. No. That time is gone. It's done. There's no, after 0 point, there is no such thing anymore as separation. No such thing. The whole concept is gone. How could there be if all of these densities around you, if the veil has thinned to the max, how could there be separation at this point? Because you know what the bad feels like. You know what the good feels like. Speak. Talk about anything that comes up, about your observances of yourself, of your wounds, of the experiences that you're having, of the frustrations and anger you have towards your family, your friends, situations that have happened long ago that you just want to bring, that are just coming back up. Cry. Let it out. When you're having a downswing and you are scared to your wit's end and feel hopeless, speak. Let it come out as it's creeping up on you. Let it come out as you feel all of these things just on your back waiting to attack. Now, the other part of 0 point is psychological. And this is kind of this is kind of a cheat code. Because I think when we're spiritual, we a little bit know too much. And my challenge to y'all is to unlearn what you've learned, to make it easier for you. And it's kind of like tricking the system. So what you do is you get a therapist. You explain what's going on. And you now become a student of psychology. Instead of being a student of spirituality, you're now a student of psychology. If you can't afford a therapist, if you don't want to go to a therapist, you want to stay with your family or friends, you get their advice. You ask them what they have observed about what you're going through, and you adopt it. Even if you know it's not true or fully true, there is truth to it because they're saying it, and they're observing you. You can't observe yourself clearly right now. So you need other people's eyes. You need other people's perspective. Crack open a psychology book or a book about anxiety or depression. Educate yourself. Educate yourself, because that's the other side of the coin of spirituality, is the brain. It's the physical body and the non-physical body. So try understanding your physical body, which includes your mind, and all the things your mind can do to play tricks on you, to make something understandable to you. Understandable? To make something clear to you. How can your body and your mind manipulate you into pointing you into a direction that you need to focus on? Whether it be, oh my God, demons, hell, the devil, whether it may be angels, aliens, whatever story that your mind needs to come up with to make something clear to you is what it will use to scare you into a process of your healing. It's another way to look at it, isn't it? What if everything around you that you're feeling physically, that things are crawling on you, something's trying to attack you, that your healing will never end, that you have to climb this impossible mountain to get to a good day or to get to an upswing? What if all of that is your mind putting you in a desert where the good days are a mirage that you're fighting towards, and then you get there and then you have a bad day, but you keep going because you think maybe there is water someplace, there is life someplace, there is hope someplace, so you keep going. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is the mind and how it plays tricks on you, and psychology, is because you need a perspective that is not spiritual to make something make sense to you in a different way so that you can function in the world again. It is not going to serve you to adopt an idea or a thought that is non-physical into this experience. And that's okay. Just trust that the spiritual is working. It's doing what it has to be doing. You've done the work. It's muscle memory at this point. Adopt the physical. Go to the doctor. Take your vitamins. See if you can be prescribed something to help go to sleep. See if you can take natural herbs to go to sleep. At some point, do a little bit of exercise, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more on the days that you feel okay. Those endorphins are going to help you for when you have a downswing. Wash your hair. I've been there. Take showers consecutively. I've been there too. When it's deep and dark and depressing and scary, I get it. Put on some makeup. Buy new clothes. Donate your old ones. Do things that are going to give you an endorphin kick, a high, that are positive. Don't drink. Don't smoke, unless it's CBD. Don't do drugs. Do things that are going to give you a kick. Help around the house. Go for a walk. Go to the mall. Be social. Remember that person that you were before all of this, and go be that a little bit. Make light conversation with the barista. Flirt a little bit with the guy at the shoe store. I don't know. Whatever it is. So on the upswings, they are there to be the mirage. Not that they're not real, but it doesn't mean you're out of 0 point yet. So they are there to function because you have another downswing, right? So they are there to function as a sign that there is something coming to help you. There is someone coming to help you. There is going to be light at the end of the road. Otherwise, there would be no mirage. You would just be dead. Right? Because what's the point? What's the point of keeping you alive? What's the point of you staying alive? Because those suicidal thoughts come, honey. They do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you're still alive. It hasn't killed you yet. And you still have good days. Really good days. And then really, really good days. And then, oh shit, it's so foreign that I'm going through 0 point and have downswings when I have such good days. Those kinds of good days. When you feel back to yourself and you feel like everything is fine. Why would they be happening? What's the point if you weren't going to survive it? At some point, you will start having that mentality. You will feel safe and brave enough to have that mentality. And you will have a downswing. But eventually there'll be less and less. And there'll be fewer and far between and further between. And maybe one day, someday soon, eventually, maybe you won't even notice, they'll stop. And you'll be transformed. But not in a way that you're not going to all of a sudden have a cape, But you'll be bulletproof in a new way. You'll be healed in a new way. You'll be free in a new way. And if you thought you were free before, and if you thought you were healed before, imagine going through this experience that is impossible and gut-wrenching and your worst nightmares all coming out to play, all coming out to get you. And you found a way to heal trauma, the trauma of that, and ancestral trauma, and traumas that you have held in your body that you even know about. And now you're free from it. Imagine. What are you going to do with the rest of your life?